welcome UFC bantamweight Sean O'Malley. Sean, thank you for the time today, sir.
Yep.
We will take the first set of questions from Keith Schillen with Shirt Off.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Sean, thanks for taking the time. You're heading into this matchup off a loss. I know you're not willing to accept that you lost. Are you willing to accept that you've lost now, or are you still considering yourself undefeated?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. The leg kicks, Marlon Vera attacked you that. Have you changed anything in this camp to kind of be prepared for that?
We just prepared for another fight. We just studied Thomas's game and planned for what Thomas is going to bring to the table.
Totally understand. What do you think about Thomas as an opponent skill wise?
I think he's an excellent opponent. I think he's got a really good record. I know he's not on the best streak right now, but he's lost to top dudes. I think he's a dangerous opponent. He's a legitimate all around martial artist. I think his striking's I think it's gonna be a sweet kickboxing fight is what it's gonna be.
It is a sweet kickboxing fight. You've already had some incredible knockouts in the UFC and on the Contender Series. Are you expecting another one of those highlight, sugar show type performances?
Yeah, every time I get in the octagon, I'm not. I don't know if expecting it. I guess I kind of am expecting it. I think, especially with someone that's going to try to strike with me, it'll end in a sweet knockout. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm expecting a sweet knockout.
My last question to you. You got a little criticism when you on your podcast a couple months ago with the Megan Anderson thing. I know Casey Kennedy, he's apologized. Are you willing to say you just was, stupid act?
Yeah, I don't know if I said anything too bad. If it hurt her feelings, yeah, of course. I don't. That wasn't the intentions. Just some guy, just a podcast talk. She's going to do she was going to do a title fight. Her mind shouldn't even. There's so many people that talk about me that it just doesn't matter. Someone else's words can't make me feel a certain way. So, maybe I don't. If I said something, that hurt her feelings. Yeah, I guess. That wasn't our intention. It wasn't like, hey, let's try to hurt her feelings today. We're just talking with the guys, and then stuff was said. So yeah, if I hurt her feelings, I'm sorry, but I didn't think it was nothing crazy.
Understandable. Good luck to you this weekend.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Sean, your last fight, taking nothing away from Chito Vera, but obviously an injury played a big part in the way that thing played out. And obviously you had the foot injury before earlier in your career. How do you with that game, knowing, listen, injuries are part of the sport, but obviously in a fight, it makes it that much worse. You won one, but then you technically have a loss on your record that was largely because of an injury. Like, does that get in your head at all?
No, not really. Eventually I'm gonna lose. I'm not worried about not losing. I do jiu-jitsu with some really good people. I train with really good people. I lose in the gym. Losing's not that big of a deal, really. If I lose, one of these days I'm gonna lose a fight, and hopefully it's not gonna be due to an injury. It's gonna be however it ends, and it's gonna be fine. But the way I lost that last fight wasn't because he was a better fighter. He was more skilled. How many leg kicks have been thrown from now, or from when that happened till now, and how many times has that happened where you got drop foot? He didn't take me down. My leg completely gave out, and I landed on my back. So, yeah, it happened like that. It is what it is, but it doesn't affect me going into this fight at all. I'm in my mind 12-0, coming off the Eddie fight, and I'm in a good spot. I'm mentally in a really good spot. So yeah, I feel good.
It sounds like you're excited for the matchup with Thomas Almeida, but was there any part of you that wanted to run it back with Chito just to kind of settle things?
No, I feel like I already beat his ass. I might as well give Eddie a rematch too. So if it happens, if I'm champ and he's the number one contender, it'll run it back. I think he already went on record saying there's not enough money in the world to fight Sean O'Malley again. I was terrified or something like that. So, I don't think if that'll happen again. If it does, it's because I'm champ and he wants to get the belt. But I don't. We'll see.
You said, and I know we've talked about this in past interviews, that you've kind of embraced the attention and the the things that you get going into fights, and you've kind of embraced becoming a star. But that also comes along with a lot of expectations, and it seems like that some people can't handle that. Now you seem to handle it very well. But how is that going into this fight? Obviously, there's going to be high expectations. Can Sean bounce back? How is he going to look after that last one with the injury and things like that? Like, do you embrace that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I truly don't feel it. I don't think like that. I don't even, the only time that ever even comes to my mind is when you guys ask me that question is, so I don't even, I'm going in there. I already put in the work. Whatever happens Saturday night's going to happen. So I just let it flow. I don't, my expectations of what's going to happen is, we'll see. I plan on going in there and taking him out and winning. So if that doesn't happen, I live to fight another day. It's not the end of the world. I just had a baby girl and I have the best wife back home. Got good friends. Like losing a fight to me isn't a bit like, it's not a big deal. And I know I got a lot of criticism for handling my last loss. But it's just because you guys ask me questions and I answer it. They say, you guys ask me how I feel. I'm like, I feel undefeated. Then you guys say, be yourself. And I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm undefeated. And they're like, no, don't be yourself. Act like you can handle a lot. So it's and then I say you guys, I don't mean you obviously, just the people in general, but I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I'm ready to go, baby.
Yeah. Last one. Obviously, Thomas Almeida is a very quality opponent. He's fought a lot of good guys, but I remember you telling me before, you were ready for the higher ranked guys in the division earlier, and you just didn't get those guys. Assuming everything goes well on Saturday and you get a win over Thomas Almeida, are you still like at this point? Are you thinking, hey, I do want those guys. I want them to give me the Cody Garbrandts, the Rob Fonts, the guys that I know you wanted to fight. They just didn't give you those matchups.
To be honest, like I haven't thought about it. Talking to Tim too, it was like who should we have next? And it's like it's just that doesn't matter. We didn't even come up with a name. We don't even have any ideas. Saturday, March 27th is literally the only date on my mind right now. Thomas is literally the only opponent on my mind right now. The UFC is gonna come to me after this fight and offer me whoever they offer me. I think if I get a sweet knockout like I plan on doing, I could probably call out someone. It probably won't be right after the fight. We'll go back and see who's, there's a lot of people that have fights coming up right now, so it's hard to say with the division right now how it's playing out. There's a bunch of fights going on. I'm pretty focused on Saturday.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep. Thank you.
Next set of questions from Cote Cruz with 4 to Win MMA.
Hey Sean, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, thank you for being here today. We've witnessed some special moments in the cage when the fighter isn't in there for more than himself. When there's a daughter or a son in the back in the fighter's mind. You recently became a father. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'd love to know, how are you adapting to this? How has fatherhood affected your current approach of fighting?
Honestly, like before I had a baby, I'd go in the cage and I wanted to win, not for anyone other than myself. And I'm going in. I want to win because I want to win. I want to compete because I want to compete. I'm not going in there because I had a baby. I'm not going in there and trying to win more because I had a baby. I want to win every time I step in there. Every time I spar, I want to win. Every time I do anything, I want to win for myself. And I think that's important, that I'm not doing it for anyone else other than myself. So the day that I'm fighting just for Elena or whoever else is a dangerous day. I'm fighting for myself because I love this shit, and that's just, it is what it is. But having a baby has been amazing. It doesn't even, I don't even know how to explain it. It's been amazing other than that.
Well, congratulations on that. After your last fight, how was the process of going back to the drawing board with your team at the MMA lab?
Yeah, that last fight, I mean, I had a good training camp, had a good good everything. I didn't lose that last fight because I didn't do something right. I was pulling out from a kick, which is, either you check the kick or you get out of the way from the kick. And I was getting out of the way, and his big Ecuadorian toe hit me in the nerve. So going back, to the drawing board is the same. We always pretend like we lost that fight. It's time to get better. We have to improve. And there's no issue with that. Tim doesn't have to fucking call me and say, hey, you need to come practice. I'm at the gym. we're training. It's constant improvement. I trained with Kyler Phillips, Mario Batista, Casey Kenny, a bunch of up and coming guys, Tanquinho, like a bunch of guys in my weight class that are world class. That if I'm not getting better, I'm gonna go to the gym and get smoked. So getting better is not an issue. Like we're constantly doing that.
You're facing Thomas Almeida this Saturday. He was at one point a highly praised prospect. He was one of the hottest prospects of the division. He's coming off 3 consecutive losses, and I wanted to know what kind of Thomas do you expect to show up on Saturday night? Do you feel he might be even more dangerous with his back against the wall as he is now in terms of latest results?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question that we're gonna see. Is he gonna be? I don't know. I think coming off 3 losses and then hey, you're fighting Sean. It's like that sucks for him. That's a terrible matchup. That's not a good person to be fighting off 3 losses or any record. It doesn't matter. But to have 3 losses and have to fight me, it sucks. It's not fair to him, but it is what it is.
Well, you recently signed with Vayner Sports, a talent agency linked to the one and only Gary Vaynerchuk. Now you join guys like Stipe, Tony Ferguson, Uriah Faber, or Vitor Belfort under Vayner Sports banner. Can you comment on how this came to be, and how do you think that you'll feel what do you feel the future holds for this relationship?
Yeah, I sat down with a bunch of different managers, managing teams and everything. Had interviews, had Zoom calls, had lunches, and they all promised the same thing. We can make you a lot of money and take care of you. They all say that, and some of them can, some of them can't. And Gary, we had a Zoom call, and he got me fired up, and we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna see how it turns out. Still early. It was like a month ago or whatever we signed, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm excited. I'm optimistic about the relationship. I think it's gonna go really well. I think a lot of it depends on what I can go and do Saturday night. Me winning big fights and winning in spectacular fashion makes their job easier to go and get money for me. So that's at the end of the day, it's how much money can they make me. The more money they make me, the more money I make them. So we'll see where it goes.
Well, best of luck on that too, and best of luck on the fight on Saturday, Sean. Thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
Thanks.
We will take our last set of questions from Jordan Ellis with Low Kick MMA.
Hi, Sean. I just want to ask you about the undefeated mentality. Has that been like a kind of a mantra you've had during camp, or is that just something when people ask you the question, that's your answer?
It's just where where I'm at in my career right now. I just feel like, if we would have went out there and I lost the decision, I wouldn't say I'm undefeated. It makes no sense. If I go out there and he TKOs me without me falling on my back because my ankle gave out, I'd say I'm 12-1. I have no problem with losing. It's just the fact that how it happened, and now we're at this spot, and I got asked a bunch, and I feel like I'm undefeated. I don't feel like I was beat because he was better than me, or his skills, or I did something wrong, or I didn't prepare in a certain way. So yeah, I think I'm mentally undefeated in my mind because I haven't lost. That's as simple as that.
And just going off the back of that, so in camp, based off the last camp, has nothing changed despite the loss?
Yeah, no, nothing changed. That fight camp against Cheeto was awesome. It was fantastic. I was in great shape. I was excited to go. I didn't, I was expecting to go to a decision with Cheeto. I was, I wanted the knockout. I really believed I could get it, but he's tough. He's a tough guy, and I was ready for 15 minutes, and I had a great camp, so I was prepared to go 15 minutes. But I've had another great camp. This camp, great sparring, and so I'm ready to go.
And talking about Thomas Almeida, we hadn't seen him for a while before his last fight. I just want to ask you, did you see his last fight, and what did you make of the performance?
Yeah, he fought that southpaw. What was his name? That kid he fought.
He lost the other day, didn't he?
I forget, but the kid he fought was really good. He was a good kickboxer, southpaw. And Thomas got beat up, and I feel like I'm gonna do the same thing to him, but I'm gonna put his lights out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put his lights out.
And just finally, I want to ask you what's going on with the hair. Are we back to rainbow colors now?
Kinda. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, good luck with the fight, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sean. That's all the time we had for you, sir.
Perfect. Thanks.